actually had a calming effect. Like Jesus was standing next to me and through this.
I mean, sometimes you just go on time. Don't take it like granted because you just never know when something like this can happen. So,
This is the Onion News.
CopBlockRadio! This is CopBlockRadio. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, May 6th, 2015. Boy, it's good to be with you. This is Derrick J.
And DEO.
And you can call in 413-418-COPS or Skype CopBlockRadio. We talk about the police, about personal accountability, recording all people of authority in air quotes, and what you can do to turn around this growing police state. There are things that you can do. It's not all bad news, but we will talk about some of the bad news today because that is just so much fun. Best of CopBlock.org stories of the week. Dio's got them for you. Plus, we'll be chatting with Brian Sumner. He is a contributor to CopBlock.org. And a hell of a guy. We'll be hearing from him at 10:30. Plus, we'll hear from you. And Dio has live stream video from Zanesville, Ohio, which sounds crazy. So I can't wait to see that. How you doing, Dio? Are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government?
I was waiting for that question because I think we contacted the government more than they contacted us this weekend.
Why is that?
Oh, we had Zanesville police just running from us, just like when you turn the roaches and you turn the light on and the roaches go running. That's exactly what it was like. We came around the corner and they were the three of them sitting there, and bam. Then they all just the one guy was out of his car. I swear to God, he jumped and got back in his car so fast.
Yeah, people say that the camera is the new gun, and I mean I like that phrase because a camera is a more peaceful tool and you can use it for accountability and guns too. But I don't want to see the cops running from guns. I want to see them running from cameras. That makes me smile.
Well, it's interesting actually because the phenomenon goes both ways. We not only we were cop blocking Zanesville this past weekend, and I'll explain why in a few minutes. But the previous weekend, we were doing checkpoints in Columbus. They had two going at the same time. Well, not at the same time. They had one, and then they packed it all up and took it to another place. But when we did the checkpoint in Columbus, Virgil Vadova was there with us, and he was strapped. And it was amazing to see because he and Ademo walked up like on the checkpoint, and they were talking to like the head man in charge, and very polite and very, I mean, like, and Ademo raised the question. He says, like, I wonder if it's because he didn't even know that Virgil was strapped at the time. And he was like, I wonder if it was because he was carrying. And I was like, it may not be because of it, but I'm sure that they're a lot more polite when they know that they're going to at least have to disarm somebody before they can possibly arrest them.
I really hate that that's true. Like, that really bothers me because, like, I'm nearly a pacifist. I'm almost all the way there. I have guns. I like to wear them. I conceal carry pretty regularly, but I'm not like open carrying to display like, hey, I could be a threat. Like I don't want the cops to think of me that way. I don't want anyone to think of me that way. But it's true that the cops who are so often aggressors on peaceful people have a very different attitude about people who are carrying a gun on their hip.
Yeah, and I mean, it levels the playing field for them because they always have guns. They roll up on you no matter how pacifist you are. They always have guns. So in order for you to have a gun, it's kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm a man. Hey, yeah, I'm a man too. So, let's not fuck with each other too much as we have to. You know what I mean? So, it goes both ways. It cuts both ways. It really does.
An armed society is a polite
society. Yes, exactly. I happen to agree with that, and I'm pretty much a pacifist too. I mean, I don't like to be, I don't like confrontation of any kind, let alone armed confrontation. So, I mean, if that's the last line of defense, I have my guns too, but,
I did something interesting today and I want to share with you, and we'll get to the rest of the show. But as I was driving back from the grocery store today, about a block from my house, I was turning, and this asshole was in the middle of the street, like blocking the way for me to turn. So I had to go kind of slow. And I was in a police cruiser because I'm borrowing it from a friend of mine.
I love your car.
Yeah, so he's like, fucking faggot. And I was like not happy about that. It makes me feel bad, to be honest. Like I wish it didn't bother me, but it did. And I slammed on the brakes and put it in park, stepped out of the car, and boom, they were out of there. They just drove right off. They jumped into their car. Okay, I'm all of 155 pounds. There were 3 big guys and 1 gal, also tough in their SUV. You know, me, just one little small lanky guy. I wasn't armed. I wasn't looking to throw down. I was looking to have some words. But I was just amazed at, like, if you don't act like a pacifist, or if you don't like act like a victim, I mean, people are such pussies, or you know, the people who have their big mouth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that story. Like, people who think I'm a pacifist or that I'm gonna like back down. It's not like I was gonna fight them. Like, I don't really know what would happen. I think I would have gotten my ass kicked, quite honestly, if they had come anywhere near me. I probably would have ran, to be completely honest. I don't know. What would you do in a situation like that? Just keep driving, ignore?
I'm the guy. I'm the big mouth. I'm the one yelling at you. I may not be calling you a faggot, but I'd be definitely, if you fuck up in traffic, you're gonna hear it from me. Okay. And the thing about it is that, like, I'm not one of those tough guys that wants to be a tough guy. Like, you, if I say something to you and you have something to say back to you, then we will initiate a conversation. You know, I will initiate a conversation from that. It's not like I'm going to come out with, oh, well, you know, that's just my point of view and that's it. But, you know, I'll try to show you the common sense of why you fucked up, you know?
Yeah. Howie in the chat says, as hard as it is to feel like you lose face, it's best really to avoid confrontations now. People get shot. And he's right. I kind of like, if I had my wits about me, if I was as solemn and calm and cool, as collected as a monk or something, I would just say, peace be with you, and be on my way, you know. But I don't know. In retrospect, maybe I was just doing the wrong thing. Maybe I got lucky this time. Anyway, enough about this story. A bunch of assholes out there. What are you celebrating? Are you in church right now? Church of Cannabis?
No, I just had a tickle in my throat. I didn't want to cough on the microphone.
Hey, what have we got from Zanesville, man? We've got some people in the chat room from the Zanesville area. I've got a video. Do you want to get to that first?
Sure. What do you want? You got my Bamboozer video, right? You're gonna play that one first?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here it comes. And remember, for those who are not familiar, Bamboozer is a free app. If you don't already have it on your phone, go download it now. It could save your life.
Yeah, I've been trying to use it more as a if I feel there might be a threat of arrest, I'll use it.
Now they're meeting with the supervisor on a side street over here.
And look, it even has the location where the broadcast is happening, so you can follow along as the person streaming is moving. They've got their coordinates geotagged.
Yeah. It's not great video, but it'll do in a pinch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the point. Is that
run like fucking cockroaches when the lights come on.
How you doing, McCoy? Remember me?
Oh, a demo. I love him. Remember me?
Who deleted the footage, Tigner?
That cop in the front car there with the tinted windows, that's Tigner.
What is that you're talking about? Who deleted the footage? What does that mean?
I'll explain.
Okay.
You got a couple of seconds left in the video, so just...
Right. You want to talk, huh? Fucking chicken shit!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't want to talk on camera.
No, they do not.
Not
no more.
Why are there so many cops?
I'll explain.
All right.
If you want to cut it here, because the demo's just going to do a little wrap up, but if you want to cut it here for a second.
And I don't know who that other motherfucker is.
All right, so explain to us what was going on.
Okay. down in Zanesville, Ohio, there's a guy by the name of Herb. I'm sure people who have been watching CopBlock.org have been introduced to Herb. Okay, he's a Zanesville cop blocker. He's raw.
Herb.
He's raw. All right. Well, he was arrested simply for filming. They claim he was arrested for obstruction. Okay, but I mean, like when you watch the video, you'll see it's on CopBlock. The Zanesville police arrest men for filming and freedom of speech video tampered within police custody. They took Herb's footage when they took his cameras when they arrested him, and then they were driving around with him.
Be right back. This is CopBlockRadio.
If there was a place that liberty
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no sweat.
Political position.
Yeah. Hey, and it looks like we have Brian with us.
If you want me to come, hey Brian.
Hey,
if
Brian.
you want me, Derek, to come back with that, I'll come back and then go right back into that.
Yeah. Let's come back with that. We'll finish up the story. Hey, Brian, are you able to join us at 10:30?
Oh, in like about 15 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I saw the link in my thing, and I thought it maybe like pre-show, like get things ready.
That's cool. We are live right now, so we're taking a commercial break at the moment. And
Pre-showing.
all right, cool.
Then I will be back in about 15 minutes.
Come on back. We're just going to finish up a story about Zanesville, Ohio, and then we want to hear from you. Can we have you from 10:30 to 11 Eastern time?
By all means.
Perfect.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
see you guys in about 15 minutes then.
See you soon.
Good thing, bub.
Just click the same link.
You got it.
Thank you. Looks like he's familiar with Google Hangouts. That was one of the easiest tests ever. So way to go, Brian. I like you.
I've been pushing that one. I think that's the better way and the easiest way especially for the contributors and stuff.
Totally. And they're on video. They look good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Do 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 boo do do. I like the cop block music. I gotta get more water.
Film.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts.
Well, since it's a commercial break, we got CopBlock.org/store where you can pick up these beautiful T-shirts, long sleeves, sweatpants, badges, hats.
To spread the ideas of liberty.
You got this here one.
But you can spare that tenth of a calorie.
Who owns you?
FreeTalkLive.com.
That's CopBlock.org/store.
Helping bring
We'll
your
be back.
with wholesome dinner options, even on the busiest of nights. Find dinner table ideas to bring your family together at letsfixdinner.com. To get kids involved in dinner time conversation, ask specific questions, not broad ones. Instead of what happened today at school, try what was the best thing that happened today. The more specific you are, the more they'll have to say. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Are you a sneezer? If you're not, can you get close to one? I don't literally
Ask you something.
sneezer.
Yes.
Sneezer as
Do you think it's a and this is probably not something good to ask while we're still live.
We are
I
live.
know.
This will be recorded. You can ask, you can type it at me or something.
Yeah, let me do that.
You can type it. There's a chat room right here in the Hangout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me get that.
Mm-hmm.
Reporting is a key success factor for idea merchants. His book, Unleashing the Idea Virus, is the most downloaded ebook in history, and you can download the whole book free. That's how he's making his idea contagious. Click tips, tricks, and other stuff to help you cut through the clutter at www.survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
Hey,
What's happening, all?
we're back. And you were just sharing what was going on in Zanesville, Ohio. We just shared
yeah.
a riveting video from your Bamboozer page. Go check it out. Do you have a special link to your Bamboozer page somewhere?
It's just Greater Cleveland Cop Block at Bamboozer.
There you go.
You
So,
know.
all right, we just watched it. You were filming the cops and trying to ask them questions. A demo was there saying, hey, remember me? And you were asking, who deleted the video? What were you talking about?
Our boy Herb out there in Zanesville, as we all been introduced to, our buddy Herb has been being harassed by these cops. He was arrested for simply filming, and when they arrested him, they took his cameras, but they were like driving around for him with them on for a while. So there's a bunch of audio that's been captured. It's been recovered because these bastards tried to delete the footage. So what we're trying to find out, we're at the guy with the tinted windows, the lead car in that procession. He is the canine officer. His name is Tigner, and he is the one who arrested him. He is the one that was driving around with the cameras in his car for a couple hours afterwards.
Okay.
So he is the one that's on the audio saying that he just arrested Herb for filming and that he's tired of his shit and this, that, and the other thing. So it's a harassment thing. He's been driving by Herb's house and smiling and laughing and shit at him and stuff. And when we were driving around yesterday looking for him, and when we were just about to leave Zanesville, we saw him like down the block and across the street from Herb's house.
In uniform?
In his car. Yeah, he was sitting in the car with the parking lights on, like, I don't know, filling out paperwork or spying on Herb, whatever the case may be. So Ademo and I pull up next to him. We're trying to ask him questions. He's like, you guys are free to go. I'm like, yeah, we know, but we want to ask you some questions first.
Yeah, you're free to go. Uh-huh.
He shines his light in Ademo's camera, and we're in it's Ademo in the driver's seat, me in the passenger seat. So I'm trying to use Ademo to block the light so that I can see past him and see if the window's open, if I can see Tigner or whatever,
This is one reason why it's great to cop block with other people, because when
Yeah.
you're alone, they will overpower you with their flashlights and their utility belts like Batman or whatever. They've got, like, they're going to shine the light in your camera so that you can't hold them accountable. But if there's multiple people filming, they can't put flashlights in everyone's camera.
Yeah, you get multiple angles. You get to use the other people that are there for like blockage of the lights and stuff like that to get better footage and stuff.
And it makes it more obvious what they're doing, because that
Yes.
happened at my dance party when I was pepper sprayed. Right before I was pepper sprayed, the cop who did it gave a cue to the other cops, to like, hey, put flashlights in people's cameras. And you could see that that's what they were doing to some of the cameras, but they couldn't do it to all of them. And so they weren't successful. And here
in this video, though, you can't deny there's no you know what he's doing, because he's like, I mean, he did it to us the whole time. It was on my I recorded it on my phone on my Bamboozer, but there's a little short clip of when we were following this guy Tignet, because after we filmed him that way, he took off this way, and then we turned around and went after him, and we followed him. And then as we were following him, he got caught at a light, and I jumped out of the car, and I was like, who deleted the video? I jumped up next to his window, and I'm like, who deleted the video? He turned on the light on me on his side light, and I was like, you think that fucking light bothers me? I don't give a shit about your fucking light. Who deleted the video?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to keep asking questions. I'm not intimidated with your light bulb. Ooh.
Exactly, but
what you to pay for, by the way.
What you're seeing on that video is after Ademo and I caught up with Tigner, then they had another one following us. So we broke off at Tigner, and then they all converged in that spot, and then we came looped back around, and they didn't see us pass them, and I saw them, and we pulled over and stopped, got out of the car, and ran over there. And that's when we caught them in the alley there. They were all conversing about what the hell they did and what we were doing.
So you guys, I got the impression you were on foot. At least in the video, you were on foot. When were you in a car?
No, we were in a car. We were following them. And what happened was that, like I said, we were following Tigner. Then they had another one following us.
Yeah.
Then we broke off. And when we went the other way, Tigner went around. The guy behind us followed him. And then the supervisor met them in that alley. And then we went around and came back in front of them, and then they didn't see us pass in front of them again, so we parked where they couldn't see us, and then we got out and started filming as we walked up on them. That's when they ran like roaches when the lights came on.
So one of the conclusion? They ran away. The end.
Yeah, yeah. And if there's a video, there's the prior video when you met Herb the first time, the first video that was posted on CopBlock.org was there was, I'm pretty sure that was one where Damo had like a 10-15 minute conversation with this McCoy, who is this like would be the supervisor of this Tigner guy. And like we think that some of the audio that we captured that was recovered off of Herb's deleted videos is Tigner answering the phone and talking to McCoy when he arrested Herb. So
are you guys too confrontational when dealing with the police? Like, do you see them as enemies? Isn't there some way that you can use words and fight?
They started it.
Oh, come on. That's what kids on the playground say.
I'm just saying that's like we didn't tell them to harass Herb. We didn't tell them to, arrest Herb for nothing for filming. They did that. So that's what happens. Yeah. How else are we supposed to know? Because otherwise it's just Herb's word and Herb's videos that they deleted. If we didn't step in and try to recover the video, that shit would have just been gone and Herb would have been found guilty in court, and then he'd have been back in jail or paying fines or whatever the hell they wanted to do to him at that point. We can't let that happen.
I hear you. Do you ever confront them at the police department with your video camera?
Yeah, we were there all morning chalking them up, dude. We chalked them. They brought out the fire department and hosed it all down. I went and screamed at them. I told them, "You fucking cowards! You can't wash away the truth." And then I went across the street and I did some chalking across the street. And then we chalked them again. And then they came up by and washed it off again. Then we went around the side of the building, chalked them up some more. They brought the fire hose out again and washed it off again. And we were just, it was very, like I said, I told the one cop when we were chalking outside, I said, "Bring us the guy who deleted the video. This is all over."
And they couldn't do it.
No, they wouldn't do it. They won't betray that blue line.
You're part of the solution, man, because so many people, they know the problem. They know the police delete these videos, but they don't know what to do about it. And so one of the things that you can do is live stream. Another is to peacefully confront the police with video cameras and to be relentless, like you guys are certainly being all day.
That's it. Yeah, that's it right there. It's not harassing or confrontational or anything. It's being relentless. It's trying to make people answer these questions that they should be answering, that they want to hide behind no comment about.
Yeah, people like to say, "Oh, confrontational." Like I said, I said, "Oh, you're being confrontational," but change can only come from confronting someone. Like, what's the word? I don't know if it's conflict or not, but like conflict seems to imply negative. But I think like even with thermodynamics, like an object in motion tends to stay in motion until it's acted upon by an outside force. So I'm saying if the way the police state is going, it needs to be stopped somehow, someone's got to confront that. Someone's got to have a conflict with that. And I'm not saying it's got to be violent. It could be peaceful. Like what you guys are doing with video cameras, confronting these police is peaceful, but it is a conflict. And I'm glad people like you are out there doing it. I don't do enough cop blocking. I just do talking. So when we come back, we'll hear from one of the contributors to copblock.org, Brian Sumner, who will be joining us for the next half hour. We'll, of course, take your calls, 413-418-COPS, or Skype us at CopBlockRadio. You can also join us in the chat room. We're there live, copblock.org/show.
There are two types of
Yeah.
Tell me how much you hate me.
Yeah, well, they'll tell us online.
Yeah, I know.
But actually, it's a very lively chat room tonight. They were commenting about how even livelier than the Free Talk Live chat room. So that's funny. It is weird. Like I'll sign into the Free Talk Live chat room during the show, like when I'm doing Free Talk Live, and I'll be like, "Hey, everyone!" It's like 3 people are in there. Oh, hey. But doing Cop Block Radio or Flaming Freedom, it can be like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like 10, 15 people.
I want a Wonka doobie.
A Wonka doobie. Great. Yeah, I missed that version of Willy Wonka.
I know. Where's it? It was in there, but it was hidden. You had to, you had to play it backwards.
Maybe that's what was in those bubbles that started making Charlie and his grandpa
fizzy lifting drinks.
Right? Yeah, fizzy lifting drinks, huh? Oh, let me put some ads back on so I can answer your question in typing.
Okay.
fakes, and similar
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
Rats is
I want it now.
download Rats
Veruca, sweetheart.
Stitch.com. That's rats-no-stitch.com.
I want a feast.
We're talking about
I want a bean feast. Cream puns and donuts and fruitcakes and donuts. So good you could go nuts.
I just got turned to the page.
that's fine. And if you, he's got pages worth it.
Oh yeah. Number one, close for his
Well, I know that.
a great wall barrier, stone wall.
Right.
I mean,
I'm talking about the show's
underneath.
Alligators in the moat.
image.
You got more though, right? We got a wall and a boat, and then what?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you guys doing?
True.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. We've got 2 more minutes on this break, and I'm glad you're here. So we will introduce you and then get chatting.
Cool.
How you doing tonight?
I'm well.
Good, good. Can you get a little bit of light on your face? It looks like...
Yeah, hang on.
What?
Just motherfucker, it's still light out by him.
Base live shows via our studio cam at cam.lrn.com.
Better?
High quality 24/7. Even
Yeah, that's better.
Cool. Maybe even like the way my camera is positioned too. Who knows?
It's because you've got a window behind you. So if you're able...
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So if you're able to put the light so that it's going onto your face rather than it's behind you, that would be the
Let
idea.
me turn around, maybe. Let's see what we're working with.
Another fucking window.
Dude, I got 2 windows in this place, man. Let me see if let's see what I can do here.
It's like trying to adjust
There's
rabbit
that.
ears back in the day, isn't it?
Rabbit ears. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the old guy, remember?
I don't remember rabbit ears.
There, how's that? Is that better?
That's much better, yes. Thank you.
Alright, because that's probably about as good as we're going to get.
Yeah, you looked like the Facebook guy before you even have a profile. Just a
Oh, just a silhouette? Nice.
All right, we got 15 seconds.
Cool. So what have you guys been talking about?
Drugs.
Zanesville.
Nice.
We haven't been talking about drugs.
Oh, damn.
But we should.
We've been doing drugs.
I just got done.
We just got done drugs.
Yeah.
CopBlockRadio.
Never done.
I hope you're doing drugs. Wherever you are. Good drugs. Not, not like alcohol. More like caffeine, weed, whatever.
You know, that's what always freaked me out about the weed. That's what got me to be against the weed illegalization from day one.
What?
Was the fact that it was just like, we don't want you to do those drugs. Please do these drugs instead.
Yeah, pretty much all of the drugs that the government endorses suck, and all the ones that are illegal rock. Actually, I don't know, not so much about heroin. Heroin.
Well, yeah, I don't like it. Give me a drug that makes my nose run and my eyes water, and no thank you.
Anyway.
I only like drugs that make me vomit.
Yeah, really.
If I'm not throwing up at the end of the night.
Can I do this for the rest of my life,
I had
please?
fun.
So the voice on the other end of this line is Brian Sumner. He is a contributor to CopBlock.org, and a hell of a good one. So what's going on in your world, Brian? Are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government?
We ask everybody this.
Oh no, not that I can think of. Probably though. I don't know.
Have you tried to contact the government? Do you go out of your way to try to contact the government like some other of us do?
I do actually.
Yeah?
Quite
Were you
often.
cop blocking this week?
What's up?
Were you cop blocking this week?
No, I wasn't. I was like enjoying myself. My brother was getting married, so I was just like smoking some bowls, drinking some brews,
Yeah.
enjoying Oregon, you know.
Very good. Oh, you're in Oregon.
No, I was visiting because that's where he was getting married.
Rad. Where are you from?
Fresno.
Ah, rock on.
Block Fresno.
Tell me about. Oh, you've got a Fresno Cop Block shirt. Rad.
Yeah, you dig that, man? Me and my homie started it.
Where can you get those shirts? Or are they exclusive?
they're not exclusive. You can order Cop Block Fresno shirts from FresnoCopBlock.org.
Boom.
We should
Also,
see about getting that in. We should see about getting those in on CopBlock.org store.
Totally. We're on the same wavelength. We should put those in the store. CopBlock.org/store, where you can get cool gear like what's behind DEO.
Yeah.
This cool shirt like me, Peacekeeper. This is a Peacekeeper.org shirt, and we'll talk about that later. But let's talk about Brian. What's on your plate this week?
Today I actually just got done doing an interview with the monster that is the mainstream media.
Whoa!
I know.
Who?
It's like in Fresno, it's CBS and NBC are kind of connected.
Huh.
There's been a lot of
so
media
their
contacting
reporters
us
are
though
like
recently.
they
Though
report for both.
there's been a lot of media and shit contacting us though recently. I mean, like I know in recent, say the past year and a half, I've probably been contacted by like 6 at the least mainstream news organizations.
Dang.
You know, not about
Just
anything.
for like opinions or what?
I'm not talking about anything in particular either. I'm not talking like about my case or anything like that. I'm talking about just people who want to know about cop blocking and shit.
Yeah, see, this is exactly, it all started because I guess somebody from Fresno, while I was on my vacation at my brother's wedding, like verbally harassed a cop, was like, fuck you, cop, blah, blah, blah. Really went off on this guy, guys. I haven't seen the video, so I don't really know the extent, but the news lady made it sound like awful. But,
well, what do you think about that? Let's just take that at face value and assume that she is 100% correct, that this guy went off verbally on a cop. What do you think about that?
You know, I try to, like, I'm not always successful, but I do my best to present like a positive sentiment when dealing with the police. But I can understand, you know, somebody, because I used to be like, fuck all the police, and I would see a cop, and I'd be like, fuck you, cop, you're a bitch, you know, you ain't nothing without that badge and your gun. But so I can understand somebody's sentiment, like, towards the police that way, especially, you know, in law enforcement today. But I personally wouldn't promote using that tactic.
You get what you give, in my
exactly,
opinion.
you get what you give, man.
Well, I mean, no, I'm saying like I give what I get.
You give what you get. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I used to be all about that. And,
I mean, I have conversations, and I shake hands with local Parma cops, but you know, if they're on the fucking other side of that stand testifying against me at any given time, they're gonna turn into a scumbag to me real quick.
Oh yeah.
So, and I'm gonna let them know it too, because I think for me that's where I drew the line in the sand. Talking about, I'm gonna start calling a spade a spade. I'm not gonna try to be nice to these guys when I know who the fuck they really are. You know.
Definitely, I definitely see where you're coming from with that.
So what'd you say to the news lady?
Please.
Basically, just kind of what I told you guys. You know, when she asked me like, well, how you told me, you know, you used to cop watch like that. You know, I kind of told her I outgrew that because I wanted to do community outreach as well, and I didn't want there to be a history of me telling the police to go fuck themselves if I'm trying to like bring the community together, you know.
Fresno's pretty big though. Do you?
It is very big.
Cops, like, I mean, in Keene, I'm in New Hampshire, and it's a small town, and I see the same cops over and over for years. They know me. I know them. Do you have a relationship like that with the police?
With a few of them. There's a few cops, you know, when I see them, like, hey, you know, so and so, what's up, man? And like we'll bullshit a little bit, you know. But for the most part, I don't the most of the time when I run up to a scene to film a cop, I don't know who he is, because we have 740 cops or something.
And how do they treat you? What's your normal cop blocking experience like?
Well, 2 years ago, when I first started, it was pretty rough. I got threatened with arrest a lot and stuff, and I got harassed a lot. But now that it's like I've been doing it for about 2 years, all of the cops know who I am. So it's kind of like, hey, Mr. Sumner, and you know, how are you? Just if you wouldn't mind, would you mind staying in this area for me? You know, I know what you're here to do. Just I'm gonna try to work with you. Will you work with me? And you know, sometimes that where they want me to stand doesn't work for me, and I'm just like, I can't be there for you, but I got to be over here, you know.
Okay, so you do that. That does happen where you cannot comply with the demand that you're being asked.
There's a lot of times where I just think that they're like they say they're trying to work with me, but they're really trying to put me somewhere where it's I'm in a relevant spot. You know, I'm just like, that doesn't work for me, man. I can't see from there. I'm gladly work with you in another position where I can see, you know, if that's what you want to do. But if not, I'm going to continue to stand right here because I'm not a threat to anybody's safety. Blah blah blah.
And you just feel like You just get like, okay.
Well, most of the time they give me like an okay. Sometimes they're like, well, then I'm gonna arrest you, and I'm just like, well, and then I weigh the like, what's gonna happen? What am I doing tomorrow? Is kind of what I look at it like. Am I doing something important tomorrow?
You got a hot date.
Exactly. Once the word arrest comes out, I usually my next thought is, what am I doing tomorrow? And then from there, we'll decide how far I'll push it.
Well, I got nothing going on. Go for it.
Yeah, right. All right, let's go downtown, man.
Have you been arrested for filming?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Last year I was in the adjacent town of Fresno, Clovis. It's literally, I wouldn't know how to describe it in New Hampshire, but they're in the same county. They're right on the edge of each other. And I said, the cop pulled out a jar of weed out of this guy's car, and I said something about the weed, and he asked me a question, and I repeated myself, and he arrested me for obstruction of justice.
You can use any language you want on this show. What did you say?
Yeah.
I said something like, I just want pot's a victimless crime. I wasn't like swearing or anything, you know.
Oh, okay.
I said like pot's a victimless crime or something, and I don't remember what he said. He said something like, what did you say? Or I couldn't hear you or something to get me to repeat myself. And then I said, pot's a victimless crime. I want to see this guy go free. And his partner like took over the thing, and he walked over to me, and then like was like trying to. There's a video of it actually. You can see on my YouTube channel.
What is your YouTube channel?
Free Fresno, and it's actually spelled exactly like you would spell Free Keen.
Nice.
Yeah, it was actually kind of where I got the inspiration for it. Was the Free State Project when I was I was probably like 23 or so when I like fell into all of this.
Cool.
Just getting out of the military and shit. So I've seen like your victimless crime DVD and stuff, Derek. You know, I watched you. I was like, whoa, this guy. I was like, maybe people will watch me one day, like I watch Derek.
Whoa, I'm touched, man. Thanks. That's really cool. I was inspired by the videos I saw in Keene.
I don't have mine with me, DEO, but my badge is 402.
Okay. Let me write that down because I'm going to start getting these that Shiny Badges group to start reclaiming the badge numbers and stuff again.
Yeah, mine's my girlfriend used it in her Halloween costume, and ever since then it's been at her house.
Okay.
No number of demo.
Well, you got to get it back.
187.
187.
That's tight.
This is CopBlockRadio. 413-418 cops. We're talking with Brian Sumner from CopBlock.org. Yeah, that's a Free State ad.
You're looking for some real estate.
All right. Hey, so we've got a 4-minute break, and it's time to get water, smoke your doobies, do whatever you got to do.
Smoke your doobies. Water.
I want a Wonka doobie.
A Wonka doobie, yeah.
But one of my favorite stories with you, Derek, is when you were arrested, and then everybody went to the police station and smoked the joint in there. That was what happened, right? Or was that a different person that got arrested?
Rich Paul was arrested that time. Or somebody. No, it was somebody who looks like me. Evan was arrested that time.
Somebody who looks like me.
It is. We look a lot alike. His name is Evan, and he's called like Emperor Evan, sort of as a joke. And he was smoking mint that day. So
it wasn't even weed, right? It was like a exotic tobacco or something?
That wasn't even weed, but what the people marched down to the police station to smoke absolutely was. And the cops weren't about to go arrest everyone in the police station, especially after they made that dumbass mistake of arresting someone for something that's not weed. Just amazing. I wasn't even there. I wasn't in New Hampshire at that point. It was like 2010.
Like Pete Ayer's been Robin Hooding, right?
Yeah, seriously, right?
Well, yeah, like a lot of the Free State Project stuff, I've been trying to bring to like California, like Robin Hooding the meters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do that here in Ohio too.
The bureaucrats don't like it, man.
I don't have the ability, the funds, or the people behind me to be able to do it like you guys do it in Keene, you know, and like have teams and like actually impact the economy. But like when I'm downtown, I need meters all the time.
But the biggest like feather in the cap is that one of 3 parking enforcers in Keene, who is a former he is a veteran of the Iraq War, said that being a parking enforcer in Keene was worse than being in Iraq.
I saw that. That was on. I was actually just about to ask you if you had seen the. Who's that comedian guy?
I don't know.
Who made that little short with Christopher Cantwell?
I don't know. There's a bunch of there's. Oh, you mean Stephen
Colbert? Stephen Colbert, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. What a great gag. There was.
I laughed. I showed my dad. He laughed.
I watched.
Everybody I've seen has laughed.
With Robin Hood himself, we were watching it at the 101 Deals thrift store here in Keene. Hilarious, man. The Robin Hood still goes on.
I meant to ask you, Derek. Do you what's the we got an update on James Cleveland at all?
Well, he's free now. He's got a bunch of court dates coming up though, and he hired lawyers because it got in over his head too much. He's running a business. He started a thrift store. He's like, I mean, he was going to take it on himself. He was arrested for video recording, if you're not aware.
Oh, okay.
And it was a scene the first time that the Keene police.
Why is this going so deep? What did he record?
It was the first time that the Keene police brought out the Bearcat, and that was kind of a big deal in Keene when the city council got the Bearcat, even though so many people came out to the city council meeting 2 weeks in a row that they had to use a fire.
The guy that flipped off the cop?
No, he's an accountant. This guy is so a gentle giant pushover. He's not a loudmouth pushy guy. He's an accountant. I mean, just picture some normal guy.
Okay.
And they arrested him because they didn't know. It was a state trooper who arrested him. If it was the Keene police, they wouldn't have touched him. Come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
CopBlockRadio, 413-418-COPS. If you have questions for Brian Sumner, he's our guest for the next 15 minutes. He is a contributor to CopBlock.org. He does cop blocking in Fresno, California, and sometimes visits Oregon for nice things.
I'm curious. I wanted to ask actually. Did you ever do anything with Tom Zebra at all?
I don't because he's from LA and I'm from Fresno.
I know. It's not that close. Okay.
It's not close enough to be like maybe the next time I'm going to LA for like 5 days or like a weekend, I can like send him a message on YouTube or something like, hey man, you want to do a collab while I'm in town?
I'm all about trying to connect people, so sure.
Because I've done a little everywhere I go, I try to collect like a cop watch there, you know.
Who do you work with? How many people are in Fresno doing this?
I was inspired the other day. I saw somebody I'd never seen before filming the police, so I was like, hey, there's somebody. But regularly filming the police. There's about 3 people that I know of.
That's pretty good. It's
me, my buddy, and our other buddy.
You're not alone. I mean, even in a city of hundreds of thousands, it is hard to find those people who are willing to go out there and video record the police. It's not easy.
Sure is.
But the more people who are doing it with you, the easier it becomes. Wouldn't you say?
Very much so. Very much so.
Tell me a story about your last time cop blocking.
The last time we went cop watching, we actually made a satire video because I'm sure plenty of people know Keith Foster, the assistant chief of police, was arrested for distribution of heroin and OxyContin and marijuana in the recent months. And so every Sunday, every Sunday the police shut down. They go out heavy and shut down our crews. And every Sunday they go and they shut down the crews. And so we were like, well, what better time to go out there and ask them questions? So we went out there and we were like, hey, do you guys know where to get any heroin? Ever since Keith Foster's been arrested, our main supply is gone, and we were just hoping you guys could help us out.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah. So we made the satire video making a big joke out of the drug war and the fact that the police are selling drugs while arresting drug users. And
submit it to CopBlock.org, man.
I will, man. I'll submit it. Someone else can write about it because I made it. It'd be really vain to write about my own.
I'll submit it and I'll see what I can do with it.
All right.
Am I looking at the right YouTube page, Free Fresno?
Yep. That's the one right there.
Looks good, man.
Thank you.
I just subscribed.
Thank you.
Got a bunch of videos here. Do you do live streaming as well?
I don't have a cell phone. I'm poor.
Now you make me feel guilty. Now I gotta go subscribe. Damn it.
Where do to go to send you some money so you can get. I mean, this is one of the 3 guys in Fresno who's holding the police accountable.
I don't know.
If you're anywhere in the Fresno area, send Brian some or some.
You can go to my website www.briandavidsumner.com and there's a donate button in there if anybody wants to send me $1 or something.
Go in there now. A little like screen share and show people what you got. We got some shirts. Purchase shirts. Send him money. Where's the donate button? Right here. Donations. Boom. Consider donating. You got PayPal. You got to get some Bitcoin up on here.
I think the Bitcoin address should be at the bottom as well.
Oh, okay.
Is it not? If it isn't, I can get it for you.
Yeah,
I have a Bitcoin wallet.
Oh, all right, rad. Yeah, because Freedom people love Bitcoin.
Let me go to my blockchain really quick and log in.
You don't have to do that right now. But so you're a cop blocker. You've been doing this how long?
Just over 2 years, I'd say.
And you use the term cop watch when I hear you talk about this. Why do you say? I mean, not that one is correct and one is incorrect, but why do you say cop watch and not cop block?
Well, you know, cock block is kind of crude. Cop block, I feel, is more like a cruder way of saying cop watch. And like I said at the beginning, like I tried to portray like a positive sentiment as a cop watcher, cop blocker, you know, whatever. I know it's CopBlockRadio.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, hey, this shirt that I'm wearing, Peacekeeper. Are you familiar with this app?
I am familiar with the Peacekeeper app.
I don't know, like, so I love it. I love this idea, but even here in Keene, where we've got a lot of cop blockers, a lot of activists, people aren't using this app. And one of the topics that I wanted to get to tonight was about like when to call the police, if ever. Do you ever call the police, or do you think that's ever the right thing to do? And there is no wrong answer here. Not in my book.
The last time I called the police, I ended up being the prime suspect of the investigation of who broke into my apartment. And the time before I called the police, I got one of Fresno's cops who told me to my face that he had killed somebody in the job and that I should get over my military PTSD, grow some balls, and man up.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, he straight told me, I got PTSD, I killed somebody, you should grow some balls and man up.
Wow, that's
God
really
damn, dude.
Yeah, man.
No
So I
wonder they're
literally
killing
had
people
one of
left and right.
Fresno's killer cops like in my living room telling me to grow balls and get over my military PTSD.
Like, if he weren't such an asshole, I would feel bad for him. I'm having a hard time just even hearing that. And it's like I pity him. I feel bad that he's so
objectively he's probably like a sad individual, you know.
Yeah, that's really sad. Well, at least he's got a good pension. He doesn't have to worry about where his money
comes from. Pensions. Fresno has one of the longest deferred retirement options in any law enforcement agency in the United States. Ours is 10 years, and it equals up to over $2 million.
Holy shit! So what does that mean comparatively? Like the cops get money after they quit?
After you reach X amount of time, I don't remember exactly, they can put in for deferred retirement, which basically starts their pension 10 years before they actually retire, and a portion of their pay, I believe, goes into this fund, and then they work up to 10 more years. And at the end of it, through interest, the money they've paid in, or the money being paid to them, or whatever, however it fucking works, equals up to over $2 million. So even when there are corrupt criminal cops, it's beneficial for people not to rock the boat, because snitches get stitches, and if this guy does get indicted, the snitch gets kicked out of the force, this guy might go to jail, they both could lose out on $2 million.
Wow.
You know?
That is one hell of a perverse incentive.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Dude, we're making these guys millionaires.
No shit. That's per cop, $2 million per cop?
Something like that. I don't know. It might vary per rank structure, like when you reach this time frame
sure.
you put in for your
how much they put into it and stuff.
But for I believe for like Dyer and like assistant chiefs and like the higher ups, it's somewhere around like $2 million, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So what sort of things do you write about? You do cop watching, but when you write for copblock.org, what are some of the article topics?
I contributed a piece to CopBlock about me getting harassed in a courthouse for wearing a hat, and just this cop being really silly.
You mean a hat like this?
It was a hat like that. Actually, it was a law enforcement against prohibition hat.
Yay!
So it said like cops say legalize drugs on it and stuff. the bailiff was like, take off your hats, and I ignored him, and eventually the sheriffs came in to remove me from the room. And
I'm a big fan.
Was there
this guy from the NLG hops out and tells them like to go the fuck away, basically. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes, and then they leave, and I remain anonymous. They don't ever get my ID or anything, and they end up just like, all right, well, welcome back to the courtroom. It was a big waste of time, like most cop interactions are,
Was there a judge in the room at the time when you were abducted?
No.
So they were just making shit up.
Question.
Yeah.
Key question.
He said the judge wasn't even in the room until I got back from this like interaction with the sheriff.
I'm a big fan. I do this myself because I am going bald. I wear a hat all the time, and like it annoys the shit out of me because especially in the wintertime too, they let women get away with it. Even like women, I'm not talking like like Muslim women with the thing and all that. I'm talking about like just any woman that comes in there with a hat because it's the wintertime. They let them get away with it, And then I walk in there subconscious about being bald in the first place, and then take your hat off. I'm like, the fucking court hasn't even started yet. The judge isn't even here yet. So calm your fucking tits. I'll take my hat off when the judge comes in. Otherwise, go fuck yourself.
I got dragged out of the courthouse before I even made it like into the courtrooms because I was standing in the wrong place. Physically shoved to the ground and carried out by 4 officers.
And of course, you probably couldn't record there, right? They prevented you.
No, you can't. I was like calling too. I was like, cameras. I'm like,
got put in jail in Zanesville for fucking saying motherfucker. So
I know.
So can you record in the courtroom in Fresno, or is there
not without a media request?
Yeah, that's the same shit they gave him too.
The judges are typically inclined to
deny if it's not a credible. Yeah, they don't deny if they'll deny if it's not a credible like a ABC or an NBC or CNN or some shit like that.
Do you have like a laminated I am Brian Sumner, I'm with CopBlock.org or something? Do you have like a little ID card or something?
No, not yet.
You could make one. These guys, it's like you're a Jedi after that. I mean, they respect badges, and that's their game. I mean, they're like, oh, he's got the card. We've got to let him go.
You mean you don't have one of these?
A press card?
You don't have one of these?
Nope, not yet.
It's Brian Sumner. Catch him out at BrianDavidSumner.com. Send him a donation so he can get to live streaming what's going on in free Fresno. This is Cop Block Radio.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day.
Thank you.
You can get these at Nevada Cop Block from Kelly Patterson.
Okay, yeah, I've seen. So those are what they actually look like.
Yes.
Dope.
This is one that this is the one I carry in my wallet, but I got one that like goes around my neck.
Goes on your neck too.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna make. I also write for this publication called the Fresno People's Media, and that's like a website. My buddy, same guy that started the Fresno Cop Block with me, he started the website. We've both been building it up, And so we were gonna make that press pass, and then I figured I'd get a Cop Block press pass, like a stack of press passes, and then they would have no reason to like, dude, look at all the badges I got. I have way more rights than you do.
That is great. Well, Ryan, I have loved having you on this show. Come back again. Come back anytime. Or call in. We do this every Wednesday.
Definitely, man. It was nice to meet you guys.
For sure.
Likewise.
For sure. Thanks for last minute too, man. Came on last minute.
Not a problem, man. Anytime.
Yes.
See you guys later.
Right on.
We're going to have Nathan on when we come back.
All right. And what was he gonna? What were we going with that again?
Building a radio station is
he is going to talk about
that's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm.
a philosophical stance on cops.
Okay.
I'm Mark Stevens of the No State Project. And are you
we have also authorization to give away badges.
alternative?
Huh?
Bitcoin
We have authorization to give away a couple badges. So, yeah, I need you. Do you still have the? Did you get that? What was her name? Tamar. What was her name last week?
Her name is Jama.
Okay. Did you get her address and stuff, her information for a mail or hers?
I did not get her address, but I can. We are connected via Facebook. She is so cool.
I know.
I love the way how cool she is. Oh, we got Nathan on the line. Hey, Nathan.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of a contest.
Check, 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 check. Nathan, can you hear me? Type to me if you can hear me, Nathan, because I cannot hear you. I do hear a buzzing, which makes me think that I've got this set up wrong somehow.
My printer is right here too, which could be the buzzing.
No, it's because when I hit mute, when I mute Skype, it goes away. I've got a little button on the board.
Okay.
And here you.
You heard me about I'm thinking about a contest for the badge giveaway, yeah?
For the badges, yeah.
Yeah. Because now with that authorization, we can also we were torn because I had the one I wanted to give her that was going to be straight razors because of the call he made the last week. So now we can do both of those and then do something next week for a giveaway or something.
Worms, I like that. Yeah, we got to give Straight Razor a badge, man. That was so funny.
I know, and I felt bad because I didn't want to fuck him out of it too, you know.
No, he's so cool. Everyone gets a badge. Everyone gets a trophy.
The contingent with Straight Razor's badge though is I want a picture of both of his badges together.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know if he'll do that though, because it might identify him in his PD.
I'll let him cover up the number with a piece of black tape.
All right, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Okay.
You'll let him. I like that. I'll allow him. You're Straight Razor. We should
call in. You know you're welcome. Call in.
We should start saying that to callers when we're finished with them. You're free to go.
Yeah. You are free to go.
Oh, okay.
You are free to go. You're going to get me starting to do that, and I'm going to do that now. You are free to go.
You're free to go.
You are free to go.
You're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of too.
I got to do the Skype call service so I can check to see if my Skype is set up all wonky. Here,
we can give away these too.
What you got? Oh yeah, stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers. How do I do a call? How do I check? Sound devices. Make a test call.
How about we do this? How about tonight you got okay.
Check. Yeah, I definitely have something set up wrong. Because I'm not hearing that. Make a sound. No, I have something set up wrong. Fuck. Output device.
Havana, Cuba, starting July 3rd.
That's wrong.
There's LRN.
For 35 years, Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for
There we go. There we go. Dang. What did I do wrong? All right, let's see. Skype. Good thing this was the long break. Let's see, microphone, sound devices, speakers. It appears your system has Pulse Audio running. To change sound setting, you need to use your desktop manager or Pulse Audio volume control. Huh? How? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm using Linux. Probably why. I'll get all the Linux people to hate me. Sound and video. Jesus. I mean, I'll just close out of Skype completely, and then maybe that will fix it. I don't know.
He's trying to get through on Skype, though?
Yeah, we're chatting. We can chat on Skype, but... Oh. Okay, we got 1 minute.
Okay.
quit. Open it back up. It's not working. Fans? No. On devices? No. Shit.
It's got to be a minute, yeah.
Oh, we're back. CopBlockRadio. This is hour number 2. Welcome back. We're live. It is Wednesday, May 6th, 2015. You can call in and talk about what you want. Our Skype line is fucked right now, so use our phone line, 413-418-COPS. That's 413-418-2677. And DEO, what have you got for us this week? We already showed your Zanesville video. That was crazy. We already talked with Brian Sumner, a contributor to CopBlock.org. And what have you got for this week in review?
The week in review.
Yes.
Larry Freeman is an active cop blocker in the Ohio Valley region. On April 24th, Larry went to the federal building in Wheeling, West Virginia, and began a First Amendment audit by walking around the building, filming different things, and was not bothered by security at all. But when he went further down the street to do the same at the courthouse PD, he was immediately approached by a U.S. Marshal. Larry came off kind of lucky, as the Marshal was never hostile towards Larry and remained respectful despite refusing to identify himself. When Larry asked if he was being detained from the Marshal, informed him he was not, and Larry simply walked away and told the man to search YouTube later to find out exactly what he was doing. Larry only asked one thing: if people support what he did, contact U.S. Marshal Gary Gaskins at the North District Office and ask about their policy of marshals identifying themselves. Ask why they would bother someone videotaping a building when the same footage is readily available from Google Maps and Google Street View. I've seen this video. And Larry is a friend of mine. The Marshal was very curt when he was trying to get him to identify himself, as though, like, I don't have to tell you. I'm a Marshal. Larry identified him as a Marshal by looking at, he saw his badge on his belt or whatever, and he said, "Hey, you're a Marshal." He's like, "Yeah, well, what's your name?" "I don't have to tell you. Nanny. It was really crazy. Larry's a good guy. I like what he does with the First Amendment audits and stuff. It's cool. Anyway, also Capital City Cop Block this week. Adam Rapika, I hope I'm saying that right, of Capital City Cop Block in New York. On May 1st, Adam went to the DEA office in Latham, New York, to also do a First Amendment audit, and was approached by 2 agents who started asking questions and treating Adam as if he was a terrorist threat. But he quickly shot that question down by trying to ask them if the DEA had ever been targeted by terrorists, to which they only responded, "Drug dealers target us," and also gave the usual, "We are worried about the safety of our undercover agents being spotted on video," as if undercover agents are dumb enough to drive right up to the DEA office where they are undercover. I did not see this video, but this sounds like a good one. I'm going to have to check this one out in a couple of minutes, because can you play it at all there?
Yeah, I can play it. Which one is it?
The
first vid?
No, second one. Yeah, no, first one. It looks like the first one to me, but I'm getting a messed up version of the site right now, I think, because...
No, I meant, is it in our show notes?
It's in the week in review. It's a second story in the week in review.
All right. I can pull that up.
Okay. Yeah, it's DEA First Amendment Audit 5115, Latham, New York, fail, lies, and intimidation.
In the meantime, I'm going to show you something funny that I caught on Facebook. Keene, New Hampshire is somehow now a meme in Baltimore, where people are rioting. And this image says, "A riot is the language of the unheard. And another sign says, when it's okay to riot in America, according to white people. And white people is underlined. And it's two black people in this picture. But I think this is it's a weird but funny picture. Pumpkins is included on that list, and that is checked off. It is okay to riot about pumpkins.
A reference to the Pumpkin Fest in New Hampshire, I think.
Yeah. The pumpkin yeah. Apparently that is an okay reason to riot, but people being shot is not. I mean, I think it's never okay to riot. I thought the rioting in Keene was pretty stupid, and people who do that are not helping anything, in my opinion, except maybe get media attention, but for the wrong reasons. Anyway,
well,
let me pull
the round of the unheard.
Yeah, I hear that. So it's the first video, DEA First Amendment audit. Check this out from Capital District Cop Black. Birds chirping in the background against a fenced-in brick government building.
So it starts off as a nice video.
Yeah. Yeah, I could hear the Looney Tunes like flute. Here's Fat Cop. Is there any other kind?
These days? I don't know.
Sorry, I shouldn't make fun.
Fat or steroided, I don't know.
It's okay to be fat.
I know.
It's not okay to be
looking at it.
Intimidate people. Video's loud. Turn this down.
Let's see if I can get my belly to cover the whole camera screen.
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
So these cops
taking pictures of your building.
Hey, first of all, this guy's talking too much. If it were me, my first question is, am I obligated to answer your questions? I'm not answering anything. Am I under investigation? Do you have a warrant? Do you suspect me of having committed a crime? I'm not answering your questions. He who asks the questions is in charge. So they're trying to intimidate him by asking these questions. Hey, what are you doing? Like he doesn't have the right to film out in public. So anyway, right off the bat, this guy's talking too much.
For documenting purposes.
Company?
The what? What company?
I don't know why you're taking photos.
To take pictures of the DEA building.
Why?
Just for fun.
I mean, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. Like, I'm taking pictures of the building. I'm doing it for fun. You know, it's good to be honest and be accountable like you would expect other people to be. But on the other hand, these are DEA agents, right? That you are being investigated if they're asking you questions outside their building. You have no obligation to answer those questions unless you are suspected of having committed a crime, which he's clearly not. So fuck off, guys. I'm not answering your questions. See ya.
Well, let's see where it goes.
So something else is a little bit weird about this video for people who can't see it. It's these two agents are in like plain clothes and they stand behind a minivan. It's one of the only cars in the parking lot and they sort of stand behind it for protection from the camera. Like, okay, first of all, if it was a gun or there's a weapon around, like, car's not going to save you. Second, if you are hiding from the camera, why? No, like, what are you doing wrong? And third, why not have a conversation face to face? If you have questions for a person, why be like they're like 30, 40 feet away from this videographer? It's sort of hard for them to hear each other. So it's just very awkward.
Maybe skip it forward a little. Because there's a part, I'm looking at the picture that comes with it and they're walking towards him. So there's got to be some contact at some point.
All right, let's see what this guy says. He's getting close.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. Or morning, sir.
Not too bad, yourself?
Not bad, thanks. Do you have an ID on you?
I do.
Can I please see it?
No.
Could I like to see it, please?
No.
Why not?
I'm not required to.
Well, you're video recording our building, so.
Nope.
You're video. Nope.
Security reasons why I'd like to
ask you to stop.
There are security reasons. Yeah, you know, what are they? Because that's not a reason in itself.
I understand that's why you want to see ID, you question it,
identify
and
who
all
you
that kind
are.
of stuff. I get that, but I don't have to, so I'm not going to.
Well, actually, for terrorism threats, our job-wise and everything else, we can make you.
Yeah.
Okay, because terrorism threats. Yeah, because some guy standing with a video camera out in plain sight having a conversation, answering DEA agents' questions when asked, when he doesn't have to. Yeah, he's a real security threat, okay? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's some terrorist, right? This is such bullshit. And thank God for the people with courage, a set of balls, and a video camera, because they're the ones that are changing this police state.
Front line,
We'll be
motherfucker.
This is Cop Block Radio. Yeah, that video was pretty good. And it looks like it's 25 minutes long. Let's try and figure out where the best part of it is. I mean, it looks like it's getting pretty good right here.
Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead, seeing what the hell's going on. It looks like they have a pretty long conversation, but I'll be able to skip through this a little bit. Oh, right now I'm supposed to be checking on my audio. Are you on your phone right now for our show?
No, I have the camera and the microphone plugged into the computer.
Cool. Would you do me a favor and try and call in to the Cop Block line? That way I can test to see if all of my audio is crap or what. What's going on? I'm trying to figure it out. I've got
what's cops again? 26
413 418 cops. Oh, it's 2677.
DEO.
Oh, it makes you say your name.
Yeah.
Incoming call. I'm gonna answer this.
I hear you.
Check.
I hear
You hear me on the phone?
Yes.
So this is interesting. You hear me, but I can't hear you. Let me see if
Hold on. Let me turn my mic off. Maybe
check. 1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2.
You don't hear me on the phone?
No. Here, let me unplug and plug back in my. All right. How about now?
Yeah.
Check. Are you? I don't know if I'm hearing you on the. I don't know what I'm hearing you on. Here, let me mute you on the MacBook. And now, am I hearing you on the phone? Check. 1 2 1 2. Oh no, I'm not hearing you on the phone. But let me see if I can change my. Oh, here I can. All right, built-in. Check. No, I don't. I want default. And for this, I want speaker default. Save. Check. 1 2 1 2. I think it's my cable is fucked or something.
I've got the mic back on now.
Check. What is going on?
Your MacBook is muted. You can't hear me on the mic.
We got 30 seconds. I better figure this out fast.
Doobie-doo.
Oh, what? I think I have this plugged into the wrong shit. All right. I think I've got this half figured out. I'll get it by the next break.
All right, I'm back on the mic.
All right, and we're back.
.org.
We're back.org.
Our message board at LRN.
Sounded like
That's forum.fm.
Who are you gonna call? Not the police.
blockers.
Cop blockers. That's who you're gonna call, and you can do that with the app. It's free, called Peacekeeper. I want more people to use this. I have this on my phone. I keep it on the main screen. I'll show you what it looks like. For those of you who are watching the video stream along at copblock.org/show, you can see what I'm showing you here. This is.
I love your phone wallet thing too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's like, it keeps credit cards and stuff. NID, it's good to have generally. So I keep this on the main screen. So when I've got a problem, maybe I'm on some different screen, or like, oh my gosh, the cops are here. Boom, I hit the little button, and then it's right here on the main page. It's called Peacekeeper. It's very simple. It's got 4 little things. The video's not great showing the different icons, but you can see how simple it is. You've got medical, intruder, abduction, and fire, 4 main emergencies. And when you hit one of those, or you can report one for a neighbor, it sends a blast message out to all of your other Peacekeeper friends, the people who have this app installed, and you join a little group. I would much rather use this app to call my friends in the event of a fire or an abduction, or God forbid the police are at my door, than calling the police in any of those emergencies. Because as we know, what are you doing messing with your microphone? I'm hearing all that. All right, there we go. I would much rather
don't shoot.
I would much rather have my friends show up in the event of an emergency than have a gang of violent murderers show up. And generally that's what I think of the police. They don't help a situation. They always make it worse. They're there to investigate a crime and convict criminals. They're not there to protect you. That's been settled many times, even in most recently in the Supreme Court in 2005. All you have to do is Google "no duty to protect." Cops, throw in a couple of those search terms, you'll see that I'm not making this shit up. The cops don't have to protect you. There is no obligation that they put themselves in harm's way. And they love to parade around like, oh, well, we're, like this guy's doing, well, there could be terrorism threats, right? We're the heroes. We're there to save you and keep everyone safe. But they're not. They're there to harass you and put you in jail for things that are not crimes, like video recording or smoking a joint. So here we go. This loser working for the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Association, or what are they? What is
a total drain on the fucking economy, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and he's asking for ID, and he's saying, "Well, I can make you show ID because terrorism." So that's where we left off.
We really need to. You can make me.
Yeah, hold on.
So DEA is above the Supreme Court ruling about recordings.
No, it's not that we're above the Supreme Court rulings, but for our purposes, you're recording cars that are going in here, people that do undercover processes, and you're putting their lives in danger.
Well, if they do undercover work, they shouldn't show up in their own vehicle. Wouldn't that make sense?
Well, how do you know it's their own vehicle?
I don't. How would somebody who wants to do harm do that? How would they know?
Why are you trying to put people's lives at risk?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Hello? By recording the vehicles going in and out, you're putting people's lives at risk.
Okay. Well, if anybody who wants to come here, if you're worried about terrorism, which has a terrorist ever hit the DEA location?
Terrorists or the people, other drug dealers, stuff like that.
What's that?
If recording cars is putting people's lives at risk, what do fucking checkpoints do?
I don't know. I don't get where this guy's going, but once again, he's talking too much. I mean, there's no reason to talk to these guys. If they're going to arrest you, they're going to arrest you. And then you can say, talk to my lawyer. There's no reason to talk to them ever. Ever. They're not going to help you. It's never going to help you. You're not going to talk yourself out of the situation. So
it's making good video, though.
It is good video. It is very entertaining. Fuck these guys.
Yes, they have taken people's lives. Agents have lost their lives because of stuff like this.
Okay. Well, you guys should be doing better security for your personnel if they're undercover and going into these locations and things like that, right?
The security is, we're not on the main strip. We're off on the side roads and such like that. Yes.
Yep. And you don't have advertisement coming in here. It was actually a very remote location for you guys.
Exactly.
If there was no drug war, you fucking assholes wouldn't be in danger.
Kind of concern of, well, why are you hiding back here? Which is a good answer. You guys are concerned about.
So I just want to point out that this dude looks like a total square, by the way. You know, like, thinking of the people who work for the DEA, I tend to think they're like badasses who have the leather gloves and they watch UFC or something and they're like pumped up. This guy looks like a nerd. Like, he could go film the next episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He's the one. This is the one. This is the guy that when they can't get him on the drug charges, they try to throw him in jail for tax evasion.
There's this. All right, let's continue with this loser. He's about to get his ass handed to him.
But also looks like you're trying to hide something.
What do you think we're trying to hide?
I have no
DEA,
idea.
we do drugs. What mission are we hiding besides drugs? We're putting people's lives at risk. So when they go to do an undercover deal, they say, "Oh, you know what? This guy's a." Next thing you know, it goes bad, and someone's life is being.
There's tons of departments in the government that are supposed to only do certain things, and they step outside that all the time.
Do you have? What are we stepping outside of? Tell me what we're stepping outside of.
I have no idea.
We're very simple. We enforce Title 21. That's all we do. We don't do anything else besides that. So
if you and I just came to film your building, and that's it.
Well, did you call Colony?
No, I'm going to call
Colony, please.
We'll call Colony now. It's very
it's
unlike anyone to come over here.
Right. We're not trying to bust your balls or anything.
No,
common sense. Put yourselves in our shoes. I'm not sitting here trying to get in a dick dance or anything like that. All I'm asking you is to stop.
I get what you guys are saying. You understand that I'm not breaking.
All I'm asking you is to stop enforcing the drug war. Okay? So if it's a two-way street, if you get to ask him to stop recording, great, I'll do that. You stop enforcing the drug war, and I'll stop recording you at your buildings, okay? It's even. You're ruining people's lives, putting peaceful people in jail. I am standing here with the video camera, so fuck you, asshole.
Breaking the law.
You're not breaking law, but you are a security concern.
And I get that. That's why you come out, ask who I am, how you doing.
You know, only a group of criminals would be concerned about the spotlight of a video camera on them, holding them accountable for their goddamn actions. What are you afraid of? If you're a real hero, if you're saving the world, you should want a parade. Oh, you look, I'm showing up to work, everybody. Look, I'm here to save the day. But no, you know you're ruining people's lives. You know that people are going to be angry that you're doing your job because you're ruining their lives. It's been going on far too fucking long, and people are sick of it. They know they're on the wrong side of history here, and they're trying to cover their asses. Well, it ain't going to work.
Gets out on the internet, goes out
got a large budget to account for, so like they need to spend that money because otherwise they're not going to get that shit again. The I can't remember the agency's name exactly, but it was like a parent of the DEA. It was like a funder of the DEA in some documentary that I saw sometime, and they said that the budget went from like $1 billion to like almost $1 trillion for these fucking guys. So I mean, that is a lot of goddamn money that they have to account for, you know.
It's a good point.
YouTube or wherever you're going to post it, you know, people are going to be able to look at this. They're going to be able to do a recon off of this. I used to military. I used to do reconnaissance from photographs, videotapes, and stuff that's in the internet.
You do know that Google Street.
Paranoid.
And plus, he would have killed anybody that came and asked him why he was taking photographs when he was doing it too, right?
Yeah, this guy's a real hero. All right, what do you think? When we come back, we'll have our phone lines fixed so we can hear your calls. CopBlockRadio. Fuck the Poe. All right, let's get this figured out. I think I have my lines crossed. So let's see. I gotta go under here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put on the ads.
That what they need in their life right now is your widget. Radio is push advertising. In the course of a week, there are probably over 250,000 good folks listening to Free Talk Live, and they can get a message. We are having a sale right now, and it ends May 15th. 200 30-second ads for $1,997. That's like $10 an ad. Find another show with that kind of rate with 150 plus stations. Email me, Mark Edge at mark@freetalklive.com, and I'll set 200 30-second ads by May 15th and get them for less than $10 a piece. It's a big savings, and you don't want to miss it. Email me, Mark@freetalklive.com now. I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Decisive bite to relieve his anxieties. Increasingly worried man Dylan Hawks told reporters today that he has yet to come across any trace of guacamole in his burrito, despite having specifically requested it when ordering.
No, there definitely wasn't there.
Guacamole.
Cheese, beans, chorizo. Oh man, I hope they didn't forget.
Hawks has continued to maintain hope that there may still be an undiscovered sliver of avocado somewhere in his tortilla. However, with his fears for the meal mounting, Hawks has reportedly considered asking the cashier for a refund at various points while eating the burrito.
The thing is, if you had a burrito and it was missing cheese, you might not notice it because there's sour cream, but guacamole is completely different. I just don't know how I wouldn't have tasted it by now. Christ. I'm almost done with this now.
This is the Onion News Network. DVD, books, music, instruments, periodicals, computers, software, electronics, photo, cell phone, office product, home and garden, bed and bath, furniture, kitchen, pet supply.
How am I hearing that? I should not be hearing that.
What, the ads?
Oh.
It's a department store at your fingertips.
Huh.
Shop.lrn.fm. Get all your shopping done.
Huh.
Get a great deal.
All right, I
portion
think
of your
I've-
purchase goes to benefit the Liberty Radio Network. When you
I have
shop at
Skype
Amazon,
coming through on the same line as LRN, and it shouldn't be like that.
what if the key to achieving liberty in your lifetime was to move together with others who think like you? Liberty
let me
activists
try
are joining
now.
the Free State Project, which is over 70% of the way to its
No,
goal
I
of
shouldn't hear that.
20,000 participants. And they're already making the
General.
move to New Hampshire. The successes are piling up.
How do I go? How do I change my fucking sound settings in
When you're planning your move, consider
Linux?
Keene. Keene is famous for its civil disobedience and non-cooperation, and there's plenty of political opportunities
Linux is Greek to me, man.
and vigils to outreach and volunteering. There's a
Sound.
lot going on in
Here we go.
Keene.
You type in sound, apparently. That's enough.
Capital of the world, with
Output.
television, talk
Digital
radio,
output.
and more, all originating here.
No.
No, it's more than just activism. With
Oh.
regular social
I know
events
what
each
happened.
week.
Okay.
See what's happening.
There we go. That's what I want to be my sound output. Now it should work when I click. Oh shit. We're back.
Back already?
Bring us back.
Hey, it's Cop Block Radio. We're back on Wednesday night here. Cop Block Radio, May 6th. Did you know my birthday is next week?
Happy
I don't
birthday.
even. Huh? Well, thanks. I mean, I stopped counting a while back, so I'm not, I'm not really paying attention too much anymore. But yeah.
Yeah.
Another year.
All right, we got the sound back in our ears, so we figured that out. And I think we have Skype working finally after, messing around with all our settings for a while. We finally got it. And yeah, we do have
There we go.
So you can call in on Skype or on 413-418 COPS. And we had Nathan in the chat. He was going to chat with us earlier, so we'll see if we can get connected with him. But while we do, we return to this video of these assholes at the DEA who threatened to arrest dude just simply for video recording. And we will get back to that, but it looks like we do have Nathan on the line. Nate, thank you so much for joining us on Cop Block Radio.
Hello, Derrick J.
Hello, and thank you for your patience tonight. So you had something you wanted to bring up regarding cops. What is it?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that we'd come back from the segment. So Stefan Molyneux posted an interesting story called
Into the microphone.
How to Stop Police Brutality is the name of the piece that Molyneux published. And Christopher Cantwell posted a response to that. And it's kind of interesting to see the dynamics in here because Cantwell is a big fan of Molyneux, and they have different perspectives on the police and what causes a lot of the problems with policing that we're seeing today.
So what is his perspective? I mean, I would imagine it's pretty different from my own. Chris Cantwell and I have discussions about this in our private lives about tactics and so on. So what did he say in this article?
Well, I'm sorry. Let me start with the Molyneux thing first, since Cantwell was writing a response to him.
Right.
So his perspective is that so he has two key ideas here. The first one is that a lot of the media storms that we see on the news are kind of smoke screens, in the sense that he kind of uses the example of show trials in the Soviet Union. How what they would do is they would throw up alleged traitors, wreckers, people who were against the party, and they would make a big show of it, send this person to prison or death or whatever. And what this would do is it wouldn't even necessarily matter if the person was guilty or not, because the political function was to make people believe the system was working, right? Because you can't have a system that never punishes anybody for doing something wrong ever. I mean, that sort of beggars the imagination, right? So the idea is that it reinforces belief in the system, and that's what we sort of see with this, media storms over police shootings, police brutality. When people see that, there's controversy. I mean, these police officers are not being put on trial necessarily all the time, right?
We got one here in Cleveland that's on trial right now, Brelo.
Oh, okay. But basically his point is that it's sort of misdirection, is trying to distract people from the underlying reality of, should there be police? Should there be victimless crime laws? Should they even, like the sorry, I'm blanking on the name. The man in Baltimore, William something.
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray. Sorry. Yeah. So in other words, by focusing on the shootings and by the controversy around people like Freddie Gray, it distracts from issues like, well, should Freddie Gray have had to fear being arrested again for this child support at all, and that kind of thing. So that's his first point. And his second point is that, and I think we got into this a little bit before with the spanking discussion, he kind of has this perspective that a lot of problems with freedom and violence in society stem from single mothers raising kids in these bad environments. And then when they grow up, they're more likely to commit crimes and whatnot. So he has this long-term vision of, well, it doesn't really matter if you do something now, but if you work on peaceful parenting, having a more peaceful society, eventually, and you treat children better, eventually we won't see as much violent, crime.
And I have a feeling that Cantwell is not patient enough for this strategy.
Yeah. So it's interesting that he has a very long article up on his website, but it can be condensed into maybe a sentence or two. He's basically saying, look, police are evil because initiating force is evil. Why don't you call out these individuals for being evil? And I can kind of see where it's coming from, because if you've seen some of Molyneux's talking about, like, he's covered some of these police incidents like Freddie Gray and Michael Brown and so forth, and he doesn't really condemn the police very strongly. He just sort of says, okay, well, it is unfortunate, this is wrong, but he doesn't really spend the whole time condemning them as individuals.
Because you don't condemn a wolf for tearing a rabbit apart. I mean, that's just the reality, right? Like, this is how these people are.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. This is how they are. This is how they're trained to be. This is how people who are watching the news believe that they should be. Maybe not all the time, but if you ask the average guy on the street, well, do you think Freddie Gray should have been shot or not? I mean, I'm guessing
the average guy on the street down in Zanesville told us that the police is the last line of defense and that we should leave them alone.
Okay. Exactly. So you have the video of a man being shot in the back. That's how bad that is. So, and you can still get people. Granted, you can get people on the street to say a lot if you just ask.
That's what I don't. That's what I don't understand. And when I talk to people who say that, like I refer to them as the cop suckers, right? The ones who want to be, all on the cop side and stuff like that. No matter what they feel that it's like the lesser of two evils, and I feel the same way when it comes to voting. How the fuck is voting for evil been working out for you so far?
Kind of reminds me of Thomas Hobbes' justification for government. Like, when he wrote the Leviathan, he said basically his claim was that no government is so bad, it's so horrible, it's so, such a big threat that any government is better than none, no matter how bad. And I think
that's what a lot of these people think. Yeah.
Right.
Prove it. I'd like one chance to be able to prove whether or not that's true or false. Give me one shot in State of Nature. I'll take it. Just leave me the fuck alone for once in humanity.
So yeah, Campbell has this, he's written a lot of controversial articles about resisting police and so forth. And, he just, I think it just bugs him that Molyneux won't, preach fire and brimstone against these individuals.
You know what it is, though? Cantwell and Molyneux have two completely different worldviews in the sense that Molyneux just throws up his arms and says, I'm never going to have liberty. I'm never going to have freedom. Maybe someone out in the distance in the future, maybe my daughter can have freedom. But Cantwell's not thinking like that. He doesn't have kids. He's nearly middle-aged. He's still a young guy. And he's thinking, I want liberty. I want it in my lifetime. If I don't get it, I'm going to die, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to have any fucking chance at liberty. So I need it now, and I need people to get their...
Don't care how, I want it now.
Right, another Willy Wonka. But I think that's where these two diverge. I mean, they've both got the same worldview, except for I want it now, and Molyneux is like, yeah, maybe 1,000 years down the road.
Yeah, I don't know if this has anything to do with him being from New York, where I know there's a lot of police. The police are really heavy-handed, and maybe that's
versus Canada. Yeah, I mean,
but just as an aside, sometimes when I hear Cantwell talk, he kind of reminds me of some of these judges, like the Honorable Rufus Peckham, who was a Supreme Court justice who wrote an opinion a few hundred years ago where he said something like, what would be, if you have this unlawful arrest and you have the right to resist that arrest, and if it's someone gets killed, well, it shouldn't be a felony and this sort of thing. It sounds like he wants to go back to that time.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Nathan. I appreciate the call. And when we return, we will go back and finish this video of the DEA agents who threatened to call the police for a man who is video recording their building. If you've got doing nothing wrong, you got nothing to hide, right? That's what they tell us.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market.
Yeah. All right.
So I actually wanted to get into that issue of what causes the crime and the violence and the single parent thing.
Yeah, you can hang on. If you got more to say, feel free.
Yeah, okay.
You can say it now, too. I mean,
yeah, why don't you do it now?
Well, it's interesting because I don't know. I haven't really looked at the studies that hard because it seems like such a controversial claim. All I can say is that it accords with my own experience because he says in the video, if you look at single mother families and people being raised in abusive environments, that all contributes to violence and, being accepting of, like you were saying, DEO, why do people sort of go along with this? He really likes to try and strike at the root and understand, well, why do people go along with this? Why do they do it? Why do they, look at it on TV?
Because that's what they learned in childhood. They had a bigger, stronger person bossing them around. And then when they grow up, they're like, oh, bigger, stronger people can boss me around. And that's okay. That's legit. That's how the world is.
And he said something, I think he cited, he said something like, if you look at that and single parent families, then it has a bigger effect, even if you adjust for race and economic class. And then he talked a lot about the black family. You've probably seen this from, I think, Thomas Sowell or someone like that, talking about how the black family has been decimated by the drug war and this kind of thing so that it's actually worse than it was during slavery, I think. Like there's the number of black fathers is a lot lower than it was.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely true. The number of the percentage of fatherlessness in black families is far higher than it was during slavery. And that should be a real concern. More children are growing up without fathers in black families than they did.
Did you ever hear Chris Rock talk about that?
No. What does he say?
Chris Rock used to, I forget what special it was that he did where he said it, but it was,
Blacker?
you know, it might have been. I think it might have been. But he said something about, you know, if you got a kid and he calling the grandmama mama and his mama Pam, he going to jail. You know, he was like, an idea, but it can be done. You know, I mean, like he's like it's not. It's always a good idea to have the male influence and the female influence in the child's life. I happen to grow up with parents that always were together. They're still married to this day. They presented a unified front on discipline with me and stuff like that. So I am a big like guy and, you know, on the surface, a rough and tough guy, but underneath my mother's influence shines through and I got a woman in me. Right. So I can see like both sides of an argument like that. You know, I can see like, you know, how the dual influence is beneficial to a child growing up, you know, and again, it can be done. Don't make it a good idea, but it can be done. You know, a child can be raised without both, but it's the optimal situation is to have both.
Derrick J, did you hear my call to Free Talk Live about the Mad Men show?
No.
Okay, well, I won't get into it in detail then, but it does kind of, one thing I did notice that was interesting about shows like that is that they sometimes take single motherhood and either glorify it or present it as this is normal, this is okay, this is a woman trying to succeed in a man's world.
Hold that thought. We're coming back. Actually, we're gonna drop you and go back to the video. But thank you very much for calling in and sharing. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cheers. This is Derrick J, and we are rounding out the hour here. Out of hour number 2, Cop Block Radio is nearly over, but there's still time for your call if you make it now. 413-418-COPS. Sorry our phone lines weren't working before, but here we are. We're going to finish up this video. Hopefully this guy doesn't get arrested. What do you think? Bets?
The next person that calls gets this set of stickers right here. That's what I think. That's the first thing I'm going to say right here. So, sticker. Next caller gets a set of stickers.
All right. So let's take bets. Is this guy going to get arrested?
Yes.
Or have you seen the video? He does?
I'll bet you $1,000 he gets arrested.
All right, here we go.
You and Google Satellite shows your entire complex.
Yes. To a certain degree, but it's not live. It is not always update. It's not sitting there. Google also takes and blocks out any license plates, vehicles.
Okay, so they're doing a little screenshot of the screen of the sky view of this building and the street view.
And as anybody else's face, mine I don't care about because I don't really do much undercover.
Well,
but other agents and everything else, I'd really appreciate if you also blocked out their faces.
This gentleman here, you guys came to me. Mm-hmm. You're on video. That's
I had no problem with that. I told you I don't do much undercover, so I really don't care.
Let me ask why you guys wouldn't come out and say, hey, would you want to talk to one of our PR guys? Got any questions you want to get some information on?
Because we don't have any PR guys here. You'd have to go to New York City for that.
And what obligation is this videographer under to protect the identities of undercover fucking agents? Screw you, assholes. Got nothing to hide, right? Because you got not doing anything wrong.
Why wouldn't you just come and knock on the door? Say, hey, I'm here. Can you come on over?
Just knock on the door of the DEA office. You know, we're going to be friendly to you, of course.
You want to set us up?
There's no door to knock on.
Oh, there is. There's if you walk over here and you actually press on a little button, the little camera comes up and you can talk to any of our secretaries.
Oh, it's nice and friendly. Yeah, push the little button and talk to a camera. Oh, isn't that... Oh, that's optional.
Or anything like that.
Yeah, why didn't you just do that? It's obvious.
Indicating that you guys give a very unwelcoming
How's it unwelcoming?
Yeah, look at this big cage around our building. How is this unwelcoming? What the fuck?
Secured gates that go around, which
It's just security requirement. It's a federal building.
But there's no sign saying visitors push here, visitors park here, or any of that stuff.
Tourists start here.
Don't want anybody.
And here's Brave Dude walking away. Wasn't he the first instigator here? He didn't like his picture being taken, and he kept turning his face when dude was filming him.
That's not true. We have FedEx and we have people come up all the time. There, all you have to do is walk up and press a button.
Oh yeah, we have FedEx, just like any other visitor.
FedEx knows and UPS knows. They do that all the time. That's their job. As an average
Dude, this
person,
guy is such a bad liar. Like, here he is trying to talk himself out of this disaster he's put himself in. You know the smartest thing for you to do, asshole, is walk the fuck away. But he's not going to do that. He's going to dig himself deeper, and he's going to make the threats even bigger. Here he comes.
when I come here, I don't see anything that says push here, visitors, ask for help, or any of that. So it looks uninviting. So that's just my point of
That's
view.
your perception. That I can't change. That's it. It is
All
what
right.
it is.
So he doesn't like the video recording, and look what happens when dude doesn't just back down and show his ID like they've requested. He starts to turn the camera on the videographer.
Yeah, we got the Colony PD responding to an individual who's recording in front of our building. So, yeah, and he won't identify himself or anything else, so we don't know whether it's case related or not. So we're gonna further investigate it. Thank you. Bye. Okay.
Give you a freebie. Never have I had any drug charges, arrests, or any issues whatsoever.
Sir, do you know how many times people told us that when we were sitting there talking to them?
Probably.
Many times.
I love this. We play the picture game.
Now we play the picture game.
Why not? Why do you want to be videotaped? Can you drop the camera?
You don't have cameras outside your building that you were watching me on? Come on.
Can you drop the camera, please? They won't get the nice profile like this.
You know, that's another thing. So I am glad that there are people like this videographer out there taking video of these federal agents and whatnot. But really, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're going to film these guys, why would you hide your face? You should smile for the camera, be presentable, be polite. I mean, he is being polite generally. He's not using curse words. He's being pretty reasonable. He's answering their questions, which is a lot more than I would do. But smile for the camera, damn it! What the hell's wrong with you?
I always give him this.
Yeah, I mean, like, give him a thumbs up, give him a peace sign. There's lots of things you could do. You don't want to hide your face from a camera. That looks bad. That looks like you're one of them.
Give him the finger.
Yeah, or that.
Now, you don't want to be videotaped. I'm sitting here as an agent who's out on the streets. If I'm on surveillance and someone comes up to me and says, oh, yeah, you're working on a case. Now that case is compromised because they're like, oh, yeah, you're definitely an agent. You're putting my life in danger, but you don't want to drop the camera.
I can't believe he keeps characterizing video that way. Oh, you're putting my life in danger because you're showing me on video camera doing my job. Well, putting you on video doing your job puts your life in danger. Maybe you should change careers.
To take a picture of you. What's wrong with that?
I'm not a public official.
I'm hiding from you guys following me out to, we're walking
Again, we got to
considerably far.
identify who you are.
You don't have to.
No, you don't. I'm not a public official.
Purposes, yes, we really do.
And Colony showing up, they can't force me to show my ID.
Well, we'll have to see.
Well.
See. So now, let me take a picture.
Take a picture as it is.
All right, I'm skipping ahead to where the police have shown up. So they're here. They're talking to the agents. They're probably telling them, like, look, I know this guy is an asshole. I know we don't want him filming, but there's nothing we can do. We can't stop him from recording. It's technically not a violation. He's not breaking the law. This is a federal building. It's public. It's paid for with tax dollars.
Say you are. You have a good day. Appreciate your time. Obviously, you're not a threat. So have a good day.
You too.
Well, looks like you lost the bet, Dio. They didn't arrest this guy.
Yeah, they set me up in the chat room.
That's
why I said it, because they said, I didn't know if you've seen that. They said that in the chat room that he got arrested at the end.
That's some wishful thinking on their parts. I mean, we all want to see arrest videos. We all want to see the cops make an ass of themselves, arrest some guy for video recording, and then have to do a catch and release. Say, we're sorry, woo. But actually, I prefer it this way. I like it when the cops are like, hey, DEA agents, thanks for calling us out for nothing because we can't arrest this guy, you pricks. How about next time you use some discretion and just say, have a nice day, okay? You know, video record. This is going to become the new normal, all right? Cops and agents and federal whatever you are, you're going to be on camera, okay? It's 2015. Right. Everyone's got one. Cop Block is a thing around the world now, okay? So you're going to be on camera. You better get comfortable with what you're doing and smile, or quit your job and join the rest of humanity, okay?
Oh, wow, man. I just looked. I have breaking news here.
What?
Tyler Paxson in Lima, Ohio, has been found not guilty, apparently. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with the case at all, but
talked about him on the show before.
Yeah. He was beaten by the police in Lima, and they tried.
Sorry, you froze up. I can't.
To arrest him.
Sorry, repeat what you just said.
According to the report that I'm looking here, that Tyler's mother just posted on Ohio Cop Block, it says jurors have deliberated, and the verdict is in for Tyler Paxson. The 19-year-old Spencerville man facing one count of assault on an officer was found not guilty tonight as Judge Cheney read the verdict tonight in Allen County Common Pleas Court. Sighs of relief were heard from Paxson's family in the courtroom. Jurors deliberated today for about 3.5 hours before they reached a not guilty verdict. During closing arguments heard earlier today, jurors heard conflicting testimony between officers' accounts and eyewitness accounts. Officers say Paxson was combative when they tried to subdue and arrest him. However, Paxson's friends, 2 neighbors, and Paxson himself described the officers beating the 19-year-old without him resisting. Paxson was facing the possibility of 18 months behind bars. Now, let's talk about the cops who lied on the fucking police report to try to get him in trouble when they were the ones who beat him.
Yeah, is there a possibility of a countersuit here?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to his mother about it. I'm friends with her. She's one of the admins on Lima, Allen County Cop Block, so I have to talk to her. Yeah.
That is good news. Yay!
Yeah, congratulations, Tyler.
Happy Wednesday, and congratulations, Tyler. Now it's time to go on the offense.
For sure.
In Cop Block Radio, we want to hear from you, so you can call our number throughout the week and leave us a message. We can play it for next week. Hopefully, we'll get Tyler on the show, or his mother.
I'll give it a try.
Been Derrick J with you.
And DEO.
Cop Block Radio badges don't grant extra rights. Catch us at copblock.org in the meantime.
Why did you move to the Shire?
Yeah, good show to go. So how shall we end this? Should we say bye, y'all?
Next week on Cop Block Radio, we're going to try to get Tyler Paxson up on here, or at least his mom.
And don't forget,
I'll talk.
copblock.org/store.
copblock.org/store. We'll do the phone call thing next week, too, for the pack of stickers and a badge.
Smoke them if you got them. Peace,
Hell
guys.
yeah.